Turn the toes like it is.
Breaking tonight, police have made an arrest in both homicides that happened about 36 hours apart. One of the victims, a 10-year-old boy with his entire life ahead of him.
When you have someone so young being killed in a senseless act, it hurts the entire community.
A neighborhood and a family devastated by gun violence. 10-year-old Caden Coleman's young life was cut short Friday night on East 147th near Edgewood. Cleveland City Councilman Joe Jones, who represents that area, says he's relieved a suspect has been arrested. 34-year-old Jeffrey Grant in Maple Heights on Monday. He's now charged with aggravated murder and was also booked on a parole violation warrant. Investigators say Caden was sitting inside a car as it was backing out of a driveway when the suspect fired multiple shots at it. A 33-year-old woman was also taken into custody and will be facing charges for drug trafficking.
A mother willing to give up her own life to save her son. A family torn apart. Two brothers get into a fight. Suddenly one pulls a gun and kills the other. Noel Williams.
Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. Police say 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old Jacoby Russell are responsible for shooting and killing a local rapper, Ronnie Sibley, and his 5-year-old daughter Monday at a car wash. Fox 4's Deion Anglin.
You get treated like the disgusting monster you are.
Emotions running high inside a local courtroom. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Nicole Versansky. It took 5 years, but these families are finally getting justice. Just moments ago, the man who murdered 5 people, including a pregnant woman, got a stiff sentence.
Mr. Silver, you're not an attorney, and
I don't need to be an attorney.
hold on. Here's the thing: you can make a statement, and you can also file an appeal.
So you do believe that we all have equal protection of the law?
I'm not answering your questions. I am
It's
listening.
constitutional, right?
I'm not answering your questions right now, sir. I'm listening to your impact statement.
Tense moments in a Cleveland courtroom after Terrell Silver
is being remembered tonight after she was shot and killed more than a week ago. The murder suspect is now behind bars. Local 10's Cody Weddle.
Shooting, McDaniel's been charged with capital murder and the death of Jordan Melton, and attempted murder in the shooting of Jamal Jones. McDaniel has already been charged in 2 mass shootings, and now police say he's charged in additional homicides: the death of Mia Nixon in January of 2024 and the murder for hire death of a UPS worker, Anthony Love Jr., on April 9th.
In federal court for a deadly crime spree that lasted nearly a year. Their string of crimes included 5 murders plus numerous other felonies.
Regina, the 3 men involved are Ronzel Dixie, Kwame Redmond, and Miko Brown Jr. Dixie was the ringleader based on his...
by name, Charles Andrew Jackson III. He went online and said that he wanted to buy $400 worth of marijuana from our victim. He's 16 years of age. Charles Jackson III approaches the car along with Ty J. Allen. Ty J is 15 and Charles is only 16. Let me underscore that once again. We're talking about teenage kids. Charles pulls out of a book bag that's owned by Ty J this Draco AK-47 and shoots our victim 3 times. He runs home, Charles disappears. We highly suspect at that moment in time that Charles Andrew Jackson III calls his dad, Charles Andrew Jackson Jr., who's 37 and lives in Avon Park, to pick him up. In any event, he gets away from the scene. And the next day, we go to Charles' house in Avon Park, Charles Jackson Jr., and ask for the son. He says he doesn't know where he is. Well, while we're there talking with him, he starts texting and erasing texts. He has texted his son and told him, "Run, the cops are after you." He goes to jail again. He's been to jail before for tampering with evidence and accessory to first-degree murder. This guy's already been to prison twice for resisting, aggravated assault, burglaries, violation of probations. He's a bad dude. And his son is a murderer. So his son...
Hours ago, APD announced they now have charged 7 people with the murders. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live at Atlanta Police Headquarters to tell us what we're finding out.
Two 13-year-olds were innocent victims caught in a gang retaliation shooting while celebrating a birthday.
Everyone happy.
40-year-old Edward Clark III and his friend, 21-year-old Latrice Galloway, were killed on Valentine's Day in this home on Coyle Street on Detroit's west side just after midnight on Valentine's Day. Now, the accused shooter, 30-year-old Keith Arrington, is being charged with their murder. Neighbors' words for the victim's family.
A man of hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry and cash are in jail tonight. Police say one of the suspects had lured the victim from another part of the state to a Miami Beach hotel. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister.
7 people were shot. The youngest victim was just 2 years old.
It's almost just stunning to talk about so many people in their teens involving themselves in this, bragging about this.
Tonight, police are still looking for one suspect. This is 16-year-old Javon Solomon. He's wanted in connection with this shooting. The suspect saw the whole thing as a game.
On social media, they compare it to a basketball game. And how that works is for every shooting victim, they say they have a point.
The arrests announced today mark one of the largest criminal takedowns in the city. 12 suspects and 31 victims. A bulk of these crimes
have got to do better as a community.
Shelby County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy announcing the arrest of these 8 men. Chief Anthony Buckner says investigation started at this deadly shooting scene in October when a homeowner saw people trying to break into a car in his driveway.
For Mr. Jones to open his door and simply try to investigate who or what was happening outside and to be murdered on his porch, that's heartbreaking. That's disturbing.
We had a bold armed robbery of an armored truck crew Friday morning. Happened on Mitchell Road in Whitehaven. Look at those guys with those guns.
18 members of the Fully Blooded Felons gang indicted.
Active in Northeast Ohio for over a decade and had a significant presence in Cleveland, particularly in the Cedar Central neighborhood.
The gang started as a branch of another gang known as the Heartless Felons. Authorities say they've been flooding our streets with fentanyl, meth, and other deadly drugs. And that's not all.
The Fully Blooded Felons resorted to the worst kinds of violent acts.
Leading this reign of terror, the alleged kingpin, Raven Mullins, who officials say referred to himself as the Godfather. He allegedly established
new video shedding light on the moments leading up to an officer-involved shooting.
A man in a red shirt standing by a red Honda at the EZ shop on Fraser Boulevard. He's talking to another man in a navy blue hoodie. Then you see a man in a white shirt runs up with a gun. Seconds later, 3 men point a gun at the victim's head. That's when all 4 suspects rush into the white Ford sedan with a partial Tennessee tag of BRT. Now watch. A MPD squad car is seen in the top left corner, witnessing the incident and immediately trying to get the white Ford to stop. Officers say next, 2 of
children. I know that probably was scary for her.
This neighbor lives across the street from where that suspect, 22-year-old Jalen Briggs, was found.
Some of the stuff they do is senseless, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you out here, doing the things you're doing, it's...
First on Fox, a North Baltimore juvenile crime spree caught on camera is raising concerns tonight. One victim says crime should be a wake-up call to lawmakers.
I mean, these kids probably already been locked up, let back out and doing the same thing.
As Baltimore police are still looking for those.
They're trying to find these individuals, so take a look at your screen. Not really clear here as far as identifiable marks, but MPD says this group of men chased someone outside of a Memphis school, guns in hand, as you see.
They all had Glocks with 30 rounds.
This is what we saw. Memphis police shared this video with Fox 13. You can see several people and cars parked in front of the MSCS school. Then you see a victim wearing a red hat being chased by the 4 men close behind him. If you take a closer look, the group of men all had guns.
You know, unfortunately, we don't measure up to other groups of men.
We're at the bottom, black man. We're at the very bottom, black man. Why are you so comfortable with being at the bottom? Does it not bother you as deeply as it bothers me that we can't even protect our own people? Let's have a serious conversation about this. Let's have a serious conversation about this. What military do we have to defend ourselves against other groups of people? How about defending ourselves against our oppressors right here in this country? We have to rely on the white man's court system and hope and pray that we actually get justice. How are you supposed to feel like a man when you can't even protect your people from other people? Look at the video clips I've shown you. We can't even protect ourselves from ourselves. Far too many of us are just African American males. You're not a real man. Real men are responsible for shaping society, structure, foundation, creating respectable principles and instructions that will aid in helping govern us in our habits and in our conduct and our actions. A real man honors doing the right thing. A real man honors good sense, leads with logic, uses his power to encourage positive change and foster equality. That's a real man. A real man is honorable. This shit ain't honorable. Far too many of us are just African American males and nothing more.